live. We're live on the Undroppables. I am Miss Gina, and I am part of the Undroppables platform. Some of the coolest people ever. And I just wanted to jump out here and go live tonight, and let's just talk about some of this wilding that has been going on in this free agency, y'all. I mean, wilding. I have never seen a free agency like this before. But before we get started talking about all of this, I'm going to introduce you to those podcasters on my panel joining me right now. There could be some others that pop in later, but we're going to get it started talking about this wild free agency, in which I'm saying it's the free agency, but it ain't free, y'all, because money has been flying everywhere. But before we get started, exactly, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go with Bobby. Introduce yourself. Tell them where everybody can see you, follow you, and all that good stuff.
Hey folks, as she said, my name is Bobby. Follow me at NP Football Show on Twitter, and also follow my podcast on YouTube, No Pro Football Show.
All right, and Chuck.
All right. My real name is Charles. People know me around Chiefs Kingdom as Bad Luck Chuck. I currently co-host a podcast. It's at Kingdom Cast. We on Spotify. We on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, you name it. So that's what I currently have going on.
All right. And there, like I said, some others may drop in with us tonight. But right now, we're going to go ahead and get it started. Y'all, come on. Okay, wait a minute. First things first. I am a Ravens fan. I am hardcore Ravens flock. And I just, before we do anything, I have a message for a couple of people, but I have a message for this guy. He is B Wags at B Wags. Bobby. Please. Y'all remember on that episode of A Different World with Dwayne and Whitley? And Dwayne was and Whitley was about to get married, and Dwayne decided to interrupt it. He was like, "Baby, please, Bobby, Bobby, please, Bobby, we need you, Bobby. Come on, man. Come on over to the Ravens. You're going to look great in that black and purple. I just firmly believe that you will be such a welcome addition to our team. Provide some leadership for these young guys, these young linebackers we have. You're a Hall of Fame linebacker, and just the leadership and everything that you would bring, the leadership and the passion. And I even remember and I remember back when we last played the Seahawks, and that was, I knew it was going to be a tough game. We normally would lose to the Seahawks, and we were playing at your home, and I was like, wow, this is going to be the game right here. If we're going to make a turnaround, if we're really going to get somewhere, we will need to win this game because you were always one of our toughest opponents. And you were talking so much trash to Lamar, man. You were talking so much trash to Lamar. And I was like, oh, we're gonna get this because Lamar's hot. We're gonna get it. But now we want you over here now. We want you over here. I want you talking trash to the other teams on our behalf. So, Bobby, come on, Bobby. Come on. I just wanted to throw that out there. So, Bobby, come on over. Jimmy's already told you you got free crab cakes for life. Free crab cakes, bruh, for life. So come on and join Ravens flock and play with
Does
the
he eat
real
crab
one,
cake?
Lamar Jackson. He's the real one. Everybody know he's a real one. Come on and join us as we pursue getting this Super Bowl. I said it. Yes, Super Bowl. Y'all heard me. And I'm not taking it back. Okay.
Does he actually eat crab
Ditto
cake
for
though?
JC Treader. Paige and JC Treader. Ditto for him too. So okay, we can go
Does
on and
he
get
does
with the
he
rest of
eat
this
crab
stuff.
cake?
Huh?
Does he actually eat crab cake?
Who? Bobby Wags?
Yeah.
I'm assuming he does. I saw a picture of him outside Jimmy's the other day. Posted.
Oh, okay.
So I'm assuming he's eating
Well,
something up in there that Jimmy's love.
I think he
Maybe.
still has a lot left for the tank. Also, not just as a veteran presence or a teacher. I mean, that guy can still play.
He
He's
still
still
sounds a little low to me. Does he sound low to you?
Barcelo.
Just a tad. I mean,
Is
I can
that
hear him,
better?
but yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
I can
better?
I can hear you. It just sounds a little low, but that's cool. Go ahead. So say what you were saying again.
Not just as a veteran teacher for our young linebackers, but also just play, man. The guy can play. Um, he might be a top 10 middle linebacker of all time. I would have to really sit down and think about it, but he might be in that top. Well, I don't have to think about him being top 10. I would have to think about if he's top five. Um, but he could be there too. So yeah, it would definitely it would be nice to see that presence in the middle. You know, of course, every Ravens fan reminisces of the Ray Lewis days, but it would be nice to see that in the middle again. Plus, teaching Patrick Queen and OA and
Yeah.
even Bowser and anybody else that we might pick up. So it would be, and he plays like a Raven. So I mean, I think anybody can admit that.
Top 10. Oh man, that's a bit of a stretch, man. I don't know about top 10 or even top 5. There ain't no ways in
You don't
that
think he's top 10?
conversation. Nah, I can't give him top 10. I have to sit down and look at it too, man. But I think I can come up with 10 better middle linebackers of all time. I mean, that's nothing against Bobby Wagner, but man, that's high praise for him.
Right.
But
And we're not doing any Bobby Wagner slander right now, Chuck. We
no, I'm
want
not.
him to come to the
I'm,
Ravens.
listen, I'm not slandering him at all. He's a great player. He's still one of the best defensive players in the league. But
Getting it done. He has been getting it
uh,
done. And we want him. We'll
I can't
figure
give him
out
all
where
time.
he falls in the annals of history later. Right now, we
Yeah.
just want him to come to the Ravens. That's all we're concerned about as we go for this Super Bowl role. So, okay. So I'm Ravens. Bobby, he's Ravens and Cowboys. Like what?
Wait,
Chuck,
whoa. You Cowboys too?
Yes.
isn't
Dang,
that
So
you like my
ridiculous?
here's the thing.
he, he like my boy Juice, man.
It's a
Shout out to
reason.
Juice.
It's a reason. It's a reason. It's a reason. So when growing up here in Baltimore, we hated the Colts. My generation, we hated the Colts. Like we wanted nothing to do with the Colts growing up. So all of us had different teams. You know, a lot of people went with the Steelers. A lot of people, some people were the Raiders. Um, it was mainly those three teams: Steelers, Raiders, and Cowboys. You had a few off the wall fans that may have been fans of like the Rams or something crazy like that, but majority of us were either Steelers, um, Cowboys, or Raiders fan when we had the Colts here. So when they left, I was like, good riddance. You know, when they snuck out the back door in the middle of the night, I was like, fine, bye. I still have my Cowboys. And then, you know, the when you're a kid, you're impressed by certain players, you know. So I wanted to be a running back. So Tony Dorsett was my man when I was a little kid. So it was that too. And then everybody else was, you know, Lynn Swan or, you know, somebody like that. So that was the reason. But when and since '96, I've been a Ravens fan. So
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
that's fair.
whatever. Whatever. So anyway, let's get to this free agency. You guys, everybody, tweet out the link so you can come in and join us. Oh, let me pull up the comments so in case we get any questions, we can read your
so Chuck,
questions.
I see your boys picked up Ronald Jones.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Change of pace, guy. I know you got to work on his hands a bit in the passing game. I mean, that's how he lost his starting job to Fournette in Tampa. But he's still young. You know, he can get out in the open field and everything. So it's a solid acquisition.
So you think he's starting, or is it still going to be? Um, oh gosh, I forgot his name.
CEH.
Yeah,
Oh, y'all have
Man,
McKinnon too, right? Do you still have McKinnon?
no, McKinnon left.
McKin- Yeah, he's
McKinnon
a free
and
agent
his
still. Yeah, McKinnon's a free agent still. As far as starting, man, I know Chiefs fans they kind of eager to for a change, but CH definitely got to get one more year just to see if he's gonna stay healthy. Like if he gets hurt again, okay, that's a loss. We got to cut our losses there. But he's still the starter regardless, no, whether Chiefs Kingdom likes it or not. So, but Ronald Jones definitely get a lot of opportunities in his offense to do something.
So we've had some major free agency occurrences, starting with, well, first of all, Aaron Rodgers getting signed to that deal and getting 50 mil a season, which was huge. He actually reset the market for quarterbacks. Obviously, after that, not to be outdone, the Browns decided to give Deshaun Watson $230 million guaranteed. Yeah, seriously. So that reset the market again. But the other most notable things were Devontae Adams leaving Green Bay. Did anybody see that coming?
I knew it was a chance
no.
for him leaving because like it was mentioned before. I think like 2 years ago. Like I think they asked him about reuniting with Derek Carr because I think somebody in the media on the Raiders side asked Derek Carr about reuniting with Devontae Adams if he's
Mhm.
available as a free agent again. So it didn't surprise me. And on top of that, man, listen, Devontae was saving Aaron Rodgers' butt all them years and just to come up short in the playoffs every year. So yeah, it didn't shock me at all. It was about time to change it up a bit and reunite with Derek Carr because they had some at Fresno State in college. And who knows? Like they may be able to rejuvenate that magic again. We'll just have to wait and see on that.
No, well, it completely surprised me.
So
Did it surprise you, Bobby?
a little bit because only because of the remarks he made about when they weren't sure about Aaron Rodgers, he said he would wanted to continue to play with him and go wherever he went. So that was the only reason why it surprised me a little bit. But other than that, you know, I could see reuniting with. I think they'll actually be a really good combination also. And the Raiders picked up Chandler Jones, so the Raiders are going to be a problem. So what say the KC fan? Like, do you think they're going to take that division or?
No,
I feel like
no.
people are going to play team different without Tyreek. So
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, people are was dancing on my grave, whatever, when that Tyree trade happened, right? And I'm like,
Yes,
okay,
we're in agreement.
did y'all not see the conversation we got in return? And like the moves we made so far, they solid. Like, they ain't really been like no big name person just yet, but we still the key thing that people are missing here is that our team is still young. Like we got some nice young pieces. Like the big name's gonna come soon. Like Beach has got a plan. People forget that. But as far as the Raiders go, the Raiders they still got some things to work on defensively. Like they secondary is not that great. And their offensive line is kind of sketchy too. But if Derek Carr has the time, then yeah, they can maybe do a little something. But the defense still need a little bit of work.
maybe do a little something. Do
So,
you hear the KC fan?
so
I'm just saying.
after, after Devontae, um, then I think the next one was Russell Wilson going to the Broncos. What was that all about?
Well, as far as
I can see
them,
that.
I'm my fault. Go ahead,
Go
Bobby.
ahead,
My
Oh,
Bobby.
fault.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Bobby.
So as far as I'm concerned, it was justified. I mean, they would that man's been there for how long, and they wouldn't give him an offensive line. I mean, come on now. I bet you Denver will make sure that offensive line is straight with him, and he still has worthy wide receivers. I'm not sure who their running back is going to be this year, but I'm pretty sure they'll plug that in too. So, and their defense was already good. So, I mean, I think they're going to be good. Matter of fact, they played well even without Vaughn last year. So, I mean, I think they're going to do some. That division is serious right now, serious. But I want to hear from the Chiefs fan.
All right, so I think Denver is for sure certain who they running back gonna be this year because Melvin Gordon, he's a free agent. Javonte Williams is definitely taking that over, so they got that cleared away. As far as offensive line, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're gonna explore that. At least I would think they're gonna explore that because that needs work. But other than that, I said it like last year, even when Denver was having a losing season, I was like, they're just a quarterback away, really, from contending in this division, and they got the right guy for him. Like people was like, I know earlier people were saying they was thinking Aaron Rodgers would go there, but I'm like, sure, they got the better quarterback to me for years to come. Because I mean, Rodgers is 38, Russell Wilson is 33. You definitely got a little more time with Russell Wilson. About but the Randy Gregory signing, that's kind of sketchy. I don't know about him getting that much money, just for a guy who only had like 16 sacks throughout his career. I'm not too sure about that one. But other than that, their defense has been good. But the thing you got to look at with Denver is this: it's going to be a new
Well, it's
coaching
not just
staff.
his sacks though. He also does a lot of pressuring on the quarterback too. Like it doesn't have to be high sack numbers
I
for
mean,
it
yeah,
to mean something.
I get that, but when you're paying a guy that much money, I mean, you expect a little more production than that. So we'll see. I mean, the talent's always been there. It's just that he had his little stuff off the field, but he's in a place now where you don't have to really worry about that. But the thing you got to worry about with Denver is they coaching staff. It's a brand new coaching staff. It's gonna be brand new teammates. Russell Wilson gonna be working with, so it's not gonna click right away. And then on top of that, Fangio not being there anymore, are they gonna keep the same defensive philosophy, or is it
Right.
gonna be completely different? So those are things you gotta look at with Denver as well.
Yeah, but the talent's still there though. Even if they don't play the same scheme, the talent is still there. Because that guy, yeah, I go with the name escapes again. Gosh, his dad used to play
You talking about from the
corner.
Broncos?
No, yeah, the cornerback for the Broncos. That guy,
Oh,
he's gonna
Sertan,
be
yeah.
major. Sertain, yeah, that's his name. I'm sorry, I said Horn. Yeah, Sir Patrick Sertain is gonna be major. That dude can play. Um, and he played well last year. He was just a rookie. Uh, he's probably going to do even better this year. So they have some stuff building over there for sure. Like I just feel like, no offense to you, that the Chiefs are not nobody's going to be sitting there and think, oh, Chiefs just going to take the division. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be at least some doubt this year about that. Now I haven't heard a lot about what the Chargers are doing, but yeah, the Broncos and the Raiders are definitely going to be. I feel like going to be some competition over there.
The Chargers did some things too, though.
Definitely.
Getting JC Jackson was huge. I wish we could have got him.
Oh
Like
yeah,
when I saw when I saw his contract, I'm like, how come we didn't do that? But anyway, they got him, and they got Khalil Mack. Now there's some questions about Khalil Mack because he's in his 30s now. But last year was really the only time he wasn't really hasn't been healthy. All the other times he's been healthy, and he's been a productive player. I think with Joey Bosa on the other side, it's going to help him out as long as he stays healthy. And then they got Sebastian Joseph Day. I mean, that was another key piece they got. But before they even made all these moves, I had the Chargers finally kicking the door in and making the playoffs this upcoming season anyway. But those acquisitions,
but what about that
those were
line
big.
though? But what about that O
I,
line though?
Um, yeah. The offense line. I mean, you got Rashawn Slater, and then other than that, I don't know. I don't know if they still got Corey Linsley or not. But yeah, that could use some work, and then they also need to work on stopping the run. I know they could use a linebacker. That linebacker is kind of weak, a weak spot for them. So
so yeah,
So
so the AFC, so the AFC West obviously and the AFC North is just it's going to be a bloodbath in the AFC period. With the majority coming, I think, between those two divisions, and then obviously the AFC East, you got the Bills, the Bills. They went and got Von Miller and messed up some things for some other people, namely the Ravens. But I'm not mad at any player going to getting their money, run them their money. I'm going to side with the player. Go get your money. But that reset the market again. And so we know what happened with Ziggy, which I'm not mad at Ziggy. I'm not mad at Ziggy. I'm not mad at the Ravens. It is what it is. Whoever's supposed to be on the Ravens will be on the Ravens. Bobby Wax. So, if that didn't work out with Ziggy and Bobby comes, I mean, hey. Um, so yeah. So anyway, the Bills
That's
up
a
in
big
there.
difference
Oh,
between those two, though, because Bobby Wagner is not a pass rusher. Z is definitely a definite pass rusher. So it's
right,
going
but
to be
there are other
different types
pass
of play.
rushers.
But I would rather have Bobby Wagner than to have Z though, because in my
Right.
we have people who could pass rush. They just haven't been given the opportunity because of our defensive scheme. I feel
Right.
like, and unfortunately, it's just a feeling because we haven't seen it yet. But I feel like both Owe and Bowser can get around that corner, but we just have to wait and
Tyus
see what
Bowser.
happens. Yes,
You mean Tyus Bowser?
yes, Tyus Bowser and Owe.
Yeah. Away, away. Yeah, I feel like they can too. And there's a lot of pass rushers in the draft, like a lot. So, but in that AFC East, we got the Bills, who's stacked up. We got
Miami.
Miami, the Dolphins. Fins is up. I mean, they in here trying to I would say they're definitely one of the top three teams, as we say, who are winning in free agency. I mean, they have really gone and stacked up. So we should really be able to see what Tua can do this season. Because basically that team is not going to have an excuse. They were like one game away, basically, for the most part, for being in the playoffs the last couple of years. And now you went and shored up your O line. They got at least one or two people on that O line. Obviously, they got Raheem Mostert, running back. They got Tyreek to go with Jalen Waddle. And didn't they pick up another wide receiver?
Did you
Yeah, they got
mention
Preston Williams, or they re-signed Preston Williams. That's Cedric Wilson.
And did I mention
yeah,
who?
Cedric Wilson. Cedric Wilson.
yeah, yeah. I was
Uh,
about to say, did you mention Chase Edmonds, the
oh
other running
yes,
back?
Chase Edmonds. Chase Edmonds, right? They picked up Chase Edmonds,
I'm,
and it's probably somebody else.
they picked up Cedric
Well,
Wilson, but I'm still skeptical about the quarterback position.
yeah, they did pick up somebody to protect his protect to they signed Teron Armstead from the Saints, left tackle. Yeah,
Right.
so
Yeah, I mean that's the offensive line, but I'm talking about the quarterback himself. They have Teddy
right,
Bridgewater and they
right.
have Tua. I mean, listen, I love Teddy Bridgewater, but since his injury, I haven't seen a lot. Like I haven't seen anything to get me excited about him. And I'm really skeptical about Tua. Like I just don't know if he has it to get it done.
So I'm not. I'm just in wait and see mode. I think there were a lot of things that were going on with that team. We've heard from Dolphins fans about the issues that were going on within the organization itself, within the office. People didn't seem to be on the same page at all as it pertains to the coach versus the GM and then the owner, like just all kinds of stuff. And he came in, he was recovering from an injury, coming into to be the quarterback anyway. And he's gotten re-injured a couple times since he's been there. And the O-line was struggling. He really only had one wide receiver, one dependable one, and Jalen Waddle. Of course, he had Gasecki there,
No, that's not
but
true. That's not true. That's not true. What's the other wide receiver they had? Parker. Is
Devontae
that
Yeah,
his name?
Parker.
Devontae Parker.
No, apparently
Yeah.
he's been out injured or not, and not dependable. I said dependable wide receiver. I did say dependable. So apparently he's had a bunch of injuries and stuff like
But
that. So he hasn't always been there. But
so
the
here's my
bottom
thing.
line
But
is, I think a lot of things has occurred that has been basically the stacks. Things have been stacked against him, but based off of what they've done this whole season, we'll be able to see truly what kind of quarterback he's going to be. So I'm in wait and see. I'm not skeptical about him. I'm not high on him. I'm wait and see because you have a lot of these pieces. They fixed a lot of things. There should be some. You got a new coach, and in
Wait a minute.
McDaniel's,
Wait a
like
minute.
there's
Wait a minute.
there's a lot of
Wait a
positive
minute.
things,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So do we all agree that Flores is a good coach?
huh?
Before I finish, do we all agree that Flores was a really good coach?
Heck yeah, he was a good coach.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So here's my thing: Flores didn't believe that that dude could do it in the big moments, to the point where they had oh gosh, what's his name? Mm, wow, what's the quarterback name
What
he
do you?
brought in? He plays Tua.
You talking about Jacoby Brissett?
No, the beard with the white guy with the beard that
Fitzpatrick.
went
Oh,
to the
Fitzpatrick.
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 Yeah, he brought in Fitzpatrick in the biggest moments that they had because he couldn't see Tua getting it done. That's a problem when a good coach, a coach that you know is good, can't see you getting the job done. That's red flags all over the place.
Nope, I'm not taking that right now because at least for me personally, at least from what I heard from Finn's fans, that he was never a fan of Tua. That is not the quarterback that he wanted, and allegedly, he just that was not his guy. And so again, I'm in wait and see mode. I think Brian Flores definitely is a good coach as far as getting that team to winning almost to the playoffs and all that kind of stuff. But I really don't truly know what happened behind closed doors. But I feel like with what they have put in place, this will be a prove it year for him. So it's not a red flag for me. It's a wait and see. Like I said before, you got some things now, so let's see what you can do. You should be able to do something based upon all the help that they've put around him. He kind of does not have any excuses now.
So just before we move on to something else, can we just give a little bit of props to the Steelers for picking Flores up? I mean, this is beyond football. How about this? This is not football to me. This is beyond football. I just want to give them some props for hiring him.
And it's
For real.
not surprising, given it's the Steelers and their history. That's not even surprising.
I
So
know
that
none
was a
of us
good
are Steelers
pickup with
fans.
them. We're going to have to contend with that, with him being over there, even though he's not, quote unquote, the DC. Like I'm not really
Right.
falling for the
I'm
little
pretty sure
title
he has
thing you gave
input
him.
though.
Yeah, I'm not falling for it. So we're going to have to put up with him and his scheme. So twice a year now since he's there. So
Y'all fortunate that Mike Tomlin isn't allowed to have a good quarterback on his team anymore. So there's that.
well, see, I'm not throwing slander to Mitch Trubisky. I really am not. And for me, it's not about Mitch Trubisky. It's about the team that he went to. And I just feel like being on that team where you got a great running back in Najee Harris. They're working on the O line. I know they made at least one addition, I believe, to that O line. I'm pretty sure by the time we start, they'll have their O line fixed. They had obviously top five defense, if not top three defense, and they're steadily adding. Who did they just add to their deep? Miles Jack. They just added to their defense to go with what they already had, and they had some injuries on their defense last season, so everybody should be back and pretty much healthy. Joe Hayden, they did not re-sign Joe Hayden though,
Yeah,
but
I
they
heard he
got
was
Mika
retired.
Fitzpatrick back there, huh?
I heard he was retiring.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
I hadn't heard
Oh,
that. I hadn't heard
I don't
that,
know if
but
it's true or not.
maybe. So you got your defense, you got your run game, you got your defense, and you got good coaching, a coach who can call good plays. So basically, if he's nothing but a game manager, they can still be successful. So that's why I'm not slandering Mr. Trubisky being there at all. If Tomlin has a team and he's never had a losing season. So obviously he knows how to do something with whatever he has. And we all know Ben was a shell of himself. these last couple of years. He was a shell of himself. So nope, I have not sent any Mitch Trubisky slander. And I'm just gonna he's mobile, which is what Ben had not been for the last couple of years. Ben was a statue. So at least Mitch
Well,
can
not
get
only
around.
that, the offensive coordinator they have prefers a mobile quarterback.
Yeah,
So he
Canada.
was happy with Mitch Trubisky. So Chuck, you don't think that Trubisky can be a winning quarterback?
Man, I mean, if they can run the ball effectively, we'll see. Because I mean, it's not like Mr. Trubisky hadn't been in the playoffs before. When the Bears made the playoffs, they was successful because they ran the ball well and they set up their play action and they set up for Mr. Trubisky to get outside the pocket and make a few plays when needed upon. So maybe it turns into that for the Steelers, but we'll see, man.
Yeah, well, I just haven't joked them. The Steelers are always in there. They're always contenders. So we're not doing that today. Um, but we see in the East, we got the Bills, the Patriots. So what do we think the Patriots is going to do? I guess Bill is going to be trying to draft all his people because he's certainly not making any free agency moves except giving people away. Look, you can have JC, you can have JC, you can have this. Like he's been giving his players away.
Yeah, Bill Belichick's been
Who
a
else
guy
left
that's
besides
never.
DC?
What's that?
Who else
What'd you
left
say?
besides JC? Who else left
Shaq
the
Mason.
Patriots besides JC?
Shaq Shaq Mason went to the Buccaneers, and then Logan
Okay.
Ryan went to the Buccaneers too.
And that
Um,
was wild.
yeah, so those are the guys I can remember off top for the from the Patriots. But I was saying that Bill Belichick's been a guy that hasn't kept his cornerbacks throughout his entire tenure in New England. Like once their contract is up, he lets them go like every time, even if they are all pros or Pro Bowl cornerbacks. Like you saw it previously with Stephon Gilmore, you saw it with Darrell Reeves. He used them as a rental. You saw it with Ty Law. There's been many cornerback ones that have been great in that New England system, and Bill Belichick moves on from once that contract is up. So
That's very
Mm.
interesting.
Well, they're going to
So
be the Patriots, so they're going to be in it because they're the Patriots and it's Bill Belichick. That's just what it is.
what do y'all think about the Jets? Because I'm going to put it out here. I've had two sleepers. When I mean sleepers, I don't mean that they're going to the Super Bowl or will necessarily be in the playoffs. But I just think two teams that I think are going to do much better than what they have done historically, and then what people think they're going to do. And I have one for the NFC and one for the AFC. So my two sleeper teams for that are the Lions and the Jets. I believe that the Lions, I believe we're going to be having different conversations about the Lions and the Jets. Again, I'm not going to say they're playoff contenders or anything. I'm just saying that I believe that these teams are going to do better this season than what we have seen in the past. And I think they're going to get a few more wins than what we have seen in the past. Now, I said the same thing about the Bengals last season, and we know what the Bengals wind up doing. And I didn't foresee that for sure. But I was like, they're going to win more games. I got to find that clip too. They're going to win more games than what people think they are. And I had my eye on the Bengals, but I certainly didn't expect them to do what they did. But I feel like the Jets and the Lions and the Cardinals was my other sleeper from last year. But of course, they fell off. But they did make it to the playoffs. But the Jets and the Lions, I'm
So,
calling they're going to win a few more games than what people are going to probably give them credit for.
so the Lions were in almost every game last year. They lost a lot of them. They were in the game. It was like dumb. The Lions need a quarterback. That's just without even beating around the bush. The Lions need a quarterback. If they could get a steady quarterback, or maybe even get the one that they had to improve. Like that was his first year there, so it could have been that. But um, if they had better quarterback play last year, it would. I think the story would have been a lot different. I think that the Lions have a much greater chance of making the playoffs than the Jets do. One, because the AFC is just stacked now. Um, it's just less teams in the NFC that are stacked like that, or have the ability to make the playoffs as we judge it. Um, so they may have a better chance. But yeah, I think the Lions are going to be different this year. Also, I just don't know about the Jets. They did get Azuma though, the Bengals tight end, former
Uzama,
tight end.
yeah, Uzama.
Azuma, yeah, they re-signed Joe Flacco.
Right?
Oh gosh.
Bruh, still making money. I mean, I'm not mad at him. Again, as long as somebody's going to run you the money, take it. I think Flacco has like 5 to 7 kids. Like, he's trying to continue, like, bruh, if they're going to give it to you, take it. So I'm not mad at Flacco.
Yeah. About your sleepers, yeah, those aren't bad selections. And I understand if you're Detroit, if you want a better quarterback, cool. But it wasn't Jared Goff's fault that they lost. Jared Goff actually had a nice season. When you look at it closely, I blame some of that on Detroit just not closing out games defensively for the most part. Because like near the end of the season, Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown, they finally started develop that rapport, and St.
Right.
Brown broke out on the scene to end this campaign strong. So yeah, the Lions they may be able to improve a little bit from they what was that 3-13-1. I think that's what their record was.
But it
But
was it was a lot of mistakes that he made early in the season that caused them to be so far behind, though.
yeah, but he got much better after the first few games. I can't really put that on Jared Goff. I just can't do it. That's just me personally. But as far as the Jets go, the Jets they definitely one of my sleepers for sure. I think they could be like maybe a game under 500 or a game over 500 this season. It just depends on what are the talent they bring in because I do like what they did with their offensive line. Their offensive line is much better with back then and Vera Tucker and there's somebody else on the line that added. It's just that Zach Wilson he got to be better at managing the game. Elijah Moore, he got to stay healthy. He's a nice up and coming young receiver. I think he's got the goods uh to be ranked a little higher as far as like these wide receivers in the National Football League. You guys mentioned Uzama, the addition of him, that's gonna be key. Defensively, they got a couple of guys there: Quentin Williams, Marcus May, a few other young pieces that can make some things happen. So we'll see what happens with the Jets this year. I think they
I
could
think
be a close to 500 team.
I think late in the season their defense improved a lot. I'm not
Right.
saying they were great, but they improved a lot late in the season.
So I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say that the Jets are going to go 8-9, 8-9. And I'm going to say that the Lions are going to go I really want to give them 10-7, which would be wild because 10-7 would clearly put them in playoff contingent
Ooh, ooh,
contingents. I know that's hard. I was gonna say
ooh,
9-8, 9-8.
ooh,
So I need to see.
ooh. I don't, I don't know about all that,
Wait,
but
I'm gonna see. I want to see what they do. I'll know better after the draft and the free agency. I'll really know better after the draft because honestly, a lot of those, if you go back and look at their games, like they were a score away. They were just one score away in a lot of those games. Like there weren't that many games that they were really blown out. And Javonte Williams, that's his name, right? Javonte Williams. Dude, every time I think about Javonte Williams, all I think about is Marlo taking a ride on his back. That dude bust through when we played them. That dude broke I don't know how many tackles and literally took Marlo. I'm sorry, Marlo. He took Marlo for a piggyback ride. That's all I keep thinking about when I see Javonte Williams.
yeah,
But
you talking about the other Williams? I think I can't remember his first name off the
I'm
top of my
calling it
head.
wrong. It's not Javonte.
Yeah, Javante
Who
played
is
for
it?
Denver.
Oh, that's
Um,
Denver.
yeah, that's the Denver running back.
Oh, DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift is a running back for the Lions. DeAndre
Yeah,
Swift.
but Yeah, but they did have a Williams. They do got a
Is
Williams at running back too, though. I just can't remember his first name right now for some
Dang,
reason.
that the
what
one
about?
that they got? He came from the Chiefs, right?
He came from Green Bay.
Not this year, last year, the other Williams.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He came from Green Bay. The Williams that's on Detroit now. Yeah, he came from Green Bay.
Oh, okay, okay,
I gotta look
okay.
that up now. I think I got them confused all season long. All season long, I got them confused.
You don't think the Lions could go 10-7, Chuck?
Yeah, I can't see 10-7. I'm not about to go that far. Um, they may get 7 wins. I'll give them that, but 10, nah, they
Where do
ain't
you
about to
think
make
they
a leap
fall in
that
their
much. You said what?
Where do you think they'll fall in their division?
Um, I think they got a chance to be better than the Bears. I'll give them that. That's it though.
No, I'm willing to say because I was going to say 9-8 that they were going to go 9-8, but I think it's a possibility they can go 10-7, and that is really wild because that should 10-7 would definitely put them in playoff contention. So I know that's saying a
But that means,
whole lot.
but that means that they would probably, if they went 10-7, they would probably be at least in second place in that division. So what are the two teams that they will be above in that division?
I assume it'll be the Vikings and Bears. That's what I'm guessing.
So you think Green Bay is still going to win that division
Yeah,
without
yeah,
I'm
Zeke,
not
man.
giving it to them. I
without
need to see who they pick
Devontae,
up.
without he lost another receiver too. I can't even name. It
Yeah,
was like his
Valdez
Brandon
second
Scanlon.
go-to
Carr.
receiver.
Valdez
Huh?
Scanlon, we
Oh
signed.
yeah,
No.
Valdez Scantling went to the
Yeah,
Chiefs.
Valdez, yeah.
Went
Yeah.
to the Chiefs.
So, and Aaron Rodgers doesn't like particularly young wide receivers. Like he doesn't trust them to throw
I
them
don't
the
know, but
ball
he
a
can
lot.
throw the ball to anybody though. He can throw the ball to an ant. So as long as they get some receivers, I mean, he can throw the ball to anybody. It's Aaron Rodgers. I just have to see. They're
Aaron
going to
Rodgers is a
obviously
great
bring him some
quarterback, but I
receivers.
think Devontae Adams had a lot to do with that too, though. Like I think him being
Well, no, because he was a
who
great
he
quarterback
was,
before Devontae got there, though. Come on.
I agree, but he didn't have the success he's had since he had Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I don't think it's true. I think somebody looked at the numbers, and I think he was when they looked at his numbers before he got Devontae, and after like I think it was like comparable or something. I think I was
I
in a
didn't see
Twitter
them doing
space and
anything.
somebody brought up the numbers. I mean, but he can throw the ball to anybody. Like literally, him and Tom Brady, they can throw the ball to anybody. So as long as they're wide receivers there, he can zip the ball into them. It's just it is what it is. Now the
It
I
basically,
playoffs,
would say
that's a
that
whole completely different story.
yeah, it was
I
basically
would
the
say
same.
that the best that the Green Bay Packers are going to do is 11-6.
Now, that would still be enough to win the division.
I think
Could
so.
be, or it could
Um,
be not.
basically the same situation with when he had Gray Jennings. It was kind of that same situation. You want to compare the numbers and all that. But I just think Green Bay, like, they're gonna have some talent, maybe defensively, and of course they got the draft. You know what I mean? The draft
Right.
wide receiver. So I just don't think that NFC North is quite strong enough for somebody to take out Green Bay this year. And I don't trust Kirk Cousins either, man. I don't trust him to come through big time for the Vikings like that. So
It's gonna be
Okay.
wild. All right. So we're definitely we got about 10, 12 more minutes, 15 more minutes. We could talk about our I mean, it's not even that much to talk about in the NFC, man. This season is going to be all about I'm sorry, NFC fans, but this season is going to be all about the AFC. Like clearly, the best teams are on the AFC. Like on the NFC, you'll talk about Buccaneers. I don't think the Buccaneers are going. I don't see the Buccaneers going to the Super Bowl. I don't. I don't think they're going. Um, we're going to talk about the Rams. We're going to talk about the 49ers. I'm interested in seeing what Trey Lance does. Assuming Trey Lance is the QB. I mean, they still do have Jimmy. I read they probably won't be able to get rid of him until maybe around because he has to heal and all of that, and teams are going to want to see what he can do. Maybe around July, August. But I mean, he's still there right now. But assuming Trey Lance is going to be the QB, I'll be really interested in seeing him start an entire season. Wait, Debo. I saw something on Twitter today. Is Debo thinking about trying to get a trade or something? Because Debo posted the eyes. You guys have seen the eyes, right? So usually when they post the eyes, well, it might mean different things to different players. I don't know. On our team, when it's the eyes, it has something to do with personnel coming, things like that. So I'm like, is he doing that because, he wants to get traded? He wants more money? Anybody hear anything about Debo?
He did that from
I
his
heard it.
personal account.
Yeah.
I missed that.
He put the eyes out there. I was like, wait,
He could have
what?
been
What does
just
this
look.
mean? Huh?
So
He could have been
I'm
just looking.
I'm gonna guess that I guess they was working on a new deal for him and things might have stalled. That's what I'm gonna guess on that one because he is
I
due for a
would
new
take
contract.
Debo. I would take Debo. I would take Debo in a heart a beater.
I had a lot of
Boo boo.
confidence in the 49ers coming into this year until
Boo boo.
Mostert left. That
Until
was
what?
going to be, I had
Oh,
a lot
until
of
Mostert
confidence
left?
until Mostert left because
He
that was
was
going to
he
be
was
their
hurt
hump.
half the season. He wasn't
I
even
know.
there for their Super Bowl
No,
run.
I know that, but that was going to be their hump. That means Debo didn't have to run the ball like he was. He was going to be on the outside being crazy. And then you still had somebody fast and strong coming out the backfield like Mostert. And I think that was going to be the thing that got them over the hump. But now that he's gone,
No, I think
uh,
getting rid of Jimmy G is what
I
they
don't
need to
know.
get over the hump.
Well, I think whether it was Trey Lance or Jimmy G, it wouldn't have mattered. It was just like getting Debo back outside, doing his thing, and
It
knowing
does
that you can
matter.
bring him in the backfield when you wanted to. Like the to me the 49ers offense is not quarterback centric. Like you want a decent quarterback playing, but it's not quarterback centric.
No, I
It's
think you saw what you saw because the quarterback was Jimmy G. That's why they had to do what they did because Shanahan knew what he was dealing with. I think with Trey Lance, you're probably going to see some things differently. I'm not saying he's going to get away from the offense that he runs, but I think you're going to see some things differently, or see him do some different things rather because he has because he has Trey Lance. I think it was what it was
okay.
because
The
he was
only
dealing with Jimmy G.
yeah, he might be able to throw the ball deeper, but who do you want on the outside when you're throwing the ball deeper like that? You want Debo out there somewhere, either as the recipient or decoy, one or the other, because he's gonna get doubled or bracketed or somebody over the top or something when he's out there. So if you don't have him in the backfield, if you got him out wide, you got Mostert, somebody with
No,
speed
no.
and power in the
You can
backfield.
get another running back. You can get another running back. There's free agency and definitely the draft. You can get another running back. I don't think that's going to be a him up. But what you think, Chuck?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand where Bobby's coming from because Mostert, he is one of the fastest players in the league. He is that home run threat, but at the same time,
When
he's
he's
not reliable.
available.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I was about to get to that. He's not reliable when it comes to health. And plus, in that Shanahan system, you can pretty much put any running back in the backfield and they'll be effective, regardless. But Trey Lance, he provides that upside that Jimmy G doesn't have. You know, Jimmy G, he's a solid game manager, but he does have those moments of where he'll make a mistake and it'll be like, okay, what the heck was you looking at, bro? Why'd you throw it over there? Um, but Jimmy G for his time with the Niners, he got into two NFC Championship games. Not saying it was all on him, but he managed the game well enough to be in the Super Bowl one time. And
So
but
you
with
don't
Trey
think a
Lance
young
though,
Lance is making those same mistakes?
I mean, of course there's gonna be some growing pains. There's always growing pains with quarterbacks. But with Lance, I think in the long run will be a better solution. The Niners just gotta continue to build that team right.
I agree. I agree with that, but I'm talking about right now. with Trey Lance in there, you're gonna have those basically rookie mistakes. So it's not gonna be a whole lot different than having what you call them in there
I
if you
disagree.
get to
I
beat y'all.
100% disagree. I disagree with that.
And maybe a chance to run with the quarterback.
And you also got to look. You also got to look at
As
this. I
long as
mean,
Lance is still young, I'm saying with
yeah,
the
but
lack of experience that Lance had. I'm not saying that Lance is not a better choice, bigger picture. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this coming year. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, but you also got to look at this, Bobby. Like this is gonna be like his first full off season, like his first full real NFL off season. So I think when he has that under his belt, I think he'll be fine. That's just me.
I agree. So in the NFC, in the NFC, you got the Rams, you got the Buccaneers, which I don't think they're not going to make the Super Bowl. You got the 49ers, and who else in the NFC is really worth talking
Cardinals,
about? Who?
Cardinals. I don't think they're going to be messed up like they were last year. I don't.
I mean, I hear talk of Kyler possibly being
Why?
traded to the Panthers.
What?
Word?
Y'all didn't hear
Where?
that
Yeah,
No.
where you hear that from?
on Twitter?
I'm
That
just
there
saying,
Somebody
was.
like,
made that up.
I'm just saying, like, from which account though? Who brought that up?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I forgot where I saw that, but I saw it was actually in the space. Somebody came into space and talked about it that they had it from some sources, and I thought I actually saw something that there was some talk. I'm just saying some talk of Kyla to the Panthers.
I
Wild
thought that
things have
too.
happened this season. Like, how can you even say that? Because we didn't think that Russell was going to the Broncos. We didn't think Devontae was
But
going to the
okay, so
Raiders.
they
We
give
didn't think
Tyler
Tyreek was going to
while they're in
the
the
Dolphins.
prime of their come ups. They're going to give Kyler or trade Kyler away to the Panthers for what?
Well,
To
you
do what?
know, Kyler,
Because there's no quarterbacks coming out this year that's going to be able to give you that type of numbers.
right? But if they've decided that he's not what they need, if the Cardinals have decided that he's not what they want, and I hear the Cardinal fans, oh, he's so immature, he's not a team player, he doesn't have any leadership. Like, if you go in and talk to at least the spaces I've been on with Cardinal fans,
I don't know
Yeah,
I
about that because
mean,
D Hop will be back this year, so that's why I'm saying you can't count them out.
I'm just saying that's what I heard. So who knows? So I can't say for the Cardinals. And based off of fact that 2 years in a row you started off killing and then you completely fell off, like even though they did make it into the playoff but got sent home badly.
But they had a lot
So
of injuries too, though, just like everybody else.
okay, we'll see. I'm not putting them up here as a team to talk about necessarily this season. They need to there's some issues in there. I mean, the way it
Okay,
started
so
off of Kyler wanting to be extended, the agent sending a letter out. We haven't heard any more about that actually. So I don't know what's going on there. Seems to be a lot of contention within that organization too.
yeah. I just looked this up. Yeah, there was a few things. I mean, I've seen these Vegas odds about Kyler Murray, being the next quarterback of the Carolina Panthers. So, and I've seen like these articles. So I'm like, I don't know where the heck I've been. So, I mean, heck, you never know, because like Gina said, Tyreek Hill trade. I mean, I kind of got blindsided by that. I didn't see that one coming. So this might be another one of those deals. Who knows? So
Yeah, you guys. After several hours, I went into y'all space. Y'all talked yourselves off the ledge. Y'all definitely talked yourselves off the ledge. We were so busy in our space begging for the Ravens to go get him, something we knew was not going to happen. But yeah, by the time I made it to y'all space, y'all had calmed down, and you were happy about the cap room, and you were happy about the picks. Like, y'all have 2 picks in the first 4 rounds.
yeah,
That's crazy for a team of y'all caliber who went all the way to the AFC Championship, and basically y'all have more picks than teams that even tanked. That they're terrible. You got 2 picks in the first 4 rounds. Y'all going to kill. Y'all are going to kill the
Wait, two picks
draft.
in the first 4 rounds. That's
Yes, they
wild.
have 2 picks in the first 4 rounds.
I know some of those picks were
You
for
need two
like
picks in the first 4 picks.
I think that's what Gina meant. But
What y'all
Oh,
saying?
okay.
In round one, y'all got 2 picks, right?
yeah, and then in round two we got two picks as well. I think that's what
And
you meant.
round three, y'all got 2 picks, right?
No, but you
And
said
round
two
four,
picks in the first 4 rounds. That's nothing. You meant two
what do
picks
y'all
in the first 4 picks.
in the first 4 rounds? They're called round one, round two, round three, and round four. What are y'all talking about?
Right, but having 2 picks in the first 4 rounds means you skipping 2 rounds.
No, 2 picks each in each round of the first 4 rounds.
Oh, see,
Yeah, I
that's
got
not what you said, though.
I said, okay, I understand. I said 2 picks in the first 4 rounds. I meant 2 picks in each round in the first 4 rounds.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
I
All
understand
right.
what you're saying. Right.
Yeah, I understood what Regina's saying.
But right, no, you are correct. You are correct. But yeah, they have 2 picks in each round of the first 4 rounds. That's
Oh,
major.
okay. So a wide receiver must be on that list somewhere.
Oh, definitely, definitely. But we need that edge rusher though, because I ain't trying to depend on Frank Clark again. No, sir. Mm-mm. And plus,
But
I didn't want
that was
him
your
back.
fault because y'all took him out of his position and put him somewhere else, and he was lost. He was lost. But when y'all put him back in his
Y'all did
proper
Jones
position,
like that too. Y'all did Jones like that too.
Yeah, I don't understand the Chris Jones one. Yeah, that's the one I definitely didn't understand.
I'm sorry, that's
Cause
what I
like,
was thinking about. Chris Jones. That's what I was thinking about. My bad.
Right. Took him out the
yeah,
middle and put him on the edge. Which
Yeah.
worked great for
yeah,
us because they did that on the game they
yeah,
played the Ravens. So that worked great for us.
yeah. It did. It definitely did. I'm like, yeah, Chris Jones. He ain't never been in his position of having to put quarterback contain Lamar. No, no, that's not his
But
element. No.
wait, did you see the play where the play started and he was wide, like nobody was blocking him, and he just stood there like he didn't know what to do?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my gosh.
That was hilarious.
We had a
I
lot of
appreciate you,
misalignment
though,
early in that season. Early that season, we had a lot of misalignment issues for whatever reason. It was stupid, but it is
Yeah,
what it
y'all
is.
got it together though. You got it together. Y'all just it just this past season brought you guys down to earth. Let everybody know you were real. You were not, gods or genies. Like you were a real team, and y'all struggled, but then y'all brought it back together. So
So is
I
it
wasn't
true?
mad at that.
Is it true that they cut back on coordinators, offense coordinator plays later in the season?
Um, there was a lot of stuff going on with that. I know we brought Matt Nagy in as like a consultant or whatever. So I think they're gonna put a little more of his input this year and cut back a little bit on EV's philosophy. But at the end of the day, it's Andy Reid's baby regardless. I still think Andy Reid's calling most of the plays regardless. So, it definitely felt like that in the AFC Championship game because Andy Reid has a tendency at times to where he'll have a big lead and he'll still play like he's behind in the game. And it's like, dude, you got a 3 possession lead. You running the ball well. Just keep running the ball.
Right. Why doesn't he want to? And this is actually going to be good because we're down to like a minute and a half left. Why does he not want to continue to run the ball? Why?
It's in his character, man, to be a pass happy coach. I mean, he started out as a quarterback coach in Green Bay when he was on their Holmgren staff working with Brett Favre, and that's just always been his MO, man. It's been him in the butt, and at the same time, it's giving him success. So,
But he did the same thing with the Eagles, though.
yeah, he did. All the running backs, and you got McNabb dropping back 40 plus times.
Right.
So,
Exactly. That's how that man chest got injured so bad. Do you
you're
think
right.
the enemy is on his way out?
Yeah, he's on his way out because they only brought him back on another 1 year deal. So, I mean, that lets me know right then and there. Like, when Andy Reid retires, I expect Matt Nagy to be the next coach. I mean, I think that's the
Really?
plan. Yeah, that's the plan in Kansas City moving forward. Yeah.
Why? I'm lost on that one.
Yeah, me too. I mean, but we've only seen Nagy with the Bears, though. But that wasn't a good look, though. That wasn't a good look at all.
No, we've seen him with somebody else before he got the Bears. The last team
Not
he
as a
had
head
prior.
coach.
He was with the Chiefs
Not as a head
before.
coach.
Nah, he was with the Chiefs before as a offensive coordinator, and then he went to the Bears, and now he's back with us as the quarterback coach.
Yeah, he
So
wasn't a head coach before the Bears.
right.
I read something else about him and some team he had. Whew, excuse me. That's why we about to end this. But before we go though, let's just throw out. Y'all know I said Bobby
Hey,
Wagner,
let me throw
Treader
out that I would take Eric Bieniemy on the Ravens as an OC.
to replace the OC.
Yeah, y'all need to get rid of Greg Roman. I'm sorry. He need to go. He got to go.
You are
No, we're
He
not
absolutely
got to
right.
even.
go.
We're
He
not
got to
even
go.
getting into that. We're not even. We're still arguing on Twitter Spaces about that. We are still arguing on Twitter Spaces about that. So that's a sore spot, sore conversation for Ravens flock, y'all. To the
Wait a
point that
minute. Do
we
you
we,
you
we
guys play
just say the
Miami this year?
coordinator. What you say, Bobby?
I was asking Chuck, do his guys play Miami this year? Do the Chiefs play Miami this year?
No, I don't think so. We play
Okay.
the AFC. We play the AFC South and the NFC West this year.
But you know you got the three extra teams though.
Right, right. But the three of the
Y'all
other
won
teams are
y'all won the
the other.
division, so you definitely wouldn't play Miami.
Yeah, because the other teams are Buffalo and Cincinnati, and then I can't think of the other one.
Okay,
I
Ooh,
think it's
Buffalo and
the
good
Bucks.
game.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, the
Good
Buccaneers.
game. Yes, the Bucks.
Oh
You're right.
wow, yeah, that's going to be one of those are going to
Good
be Sunday night
game.
games or primetime games. One of those are going to be primetime games, if not two of them.
I'm
Oh
looking
yeah,
forward to
definitely.
that. And
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to them playing the Titans.
I think we're going to have three, at least three primetime games. We could have up to five again, but I think we're going to have at least three.
I'll just take
Um,
one and call it. Like, just we don't have to be in a bunch of primetime games.
excuse me, we will, because number one is Lamar Jackson, and then number
No,
two,
I
we're
get that.
playing.
I just said I would rather it just be like just one, like especially not a bunch of Thursday night games. But we normally only get one of those, hopefully. So
Yeah, we had mostly Sunday night. We had a couple of Sunday night games and a couple of Monday night games, and I think just the one Thursday night.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think
So,
everybody is only allowed to have one Thursday night game.
right.
who's on your who Chuck? Before we jump off, who's on your wish list? Your free agency or draft wish list? Just name one or two players.
Well, I had talked with former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn earlier today, and I was saying I think we should really try to trade up for a pass rusher because we need that Micah Parsons type of impact on the defense. As far as like
Boy,
getting to the quarterback and finishing plays. Yeah. But we've discussed a few guys like I was thinking like, look, we need to find a way to get up to a decent spot where we can maybe get Jermaine Johnson, maybe Trevon Walker. But he suggested like, we should stay like put and see if we can get Boye Mafe. Um the guy from Penn State, his last name starts with an E. I can't pronounce it right now. And then there was one more guy. It was shoot, man, his name is escaping me right now. But yeah, we had discussed those options, and I like three of the options. There was one guy I was kind of iffy on. He mentioned Karlaftis from Purdue. I'm kind of iffy on him because in big games he kind of disappeared. But those other three he mentioned, I definitely liked for sure. Um, I just can't think of the guy's name right now. It's
I'm
crazy.
surprised you guys didn't
Oh
go
yeah,
after
Logan
Zeta.
Hall. Logan Hall, that's the other guy from Rutgers. He's like a second rounder probably, and we can maybe get him in the second round. So, yep.
I'm surprised you guys didn't go after Z though. He would be like a really good fit with the Chiefs.
Well, he's with
Yeah,
the Vikings now.
yeah, because there's the thing with Darius though. We was looking at him, but he has come off of back surgery, and back surgeries are they pretty tricky.
Right.
They
Yeah,
pretty
they can be.
yeah.
You
So
can tell that
So
to Tracy McGrady, Scotty Pippen.
Wolf, we still got Wolf on our team. He just had back surgery too. Um, so free agency or draft wish list, one or two players, Bobby.
Since I don't watch college football, I don't know most of them, but there is a tight end from Maryland.
Jelani.
Uh, what's the last name? Say the last name. It's
Isn't
African.
Jelani his last name or is that the first name? Chuck, you know who I'm talking about? That tight end, Jelani?
Tight end, the tight end from Maryland.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
Oh my goodness, I cannot
That
think of
definitely
his
is that's
name.
definitely his first name. I can't remember his last name right now, but I definitely know who you're
But
talking
yeah,
about.
I
Is
would.
he
We
from
do need
Maryland?
to.
I believe so.
Yeah, the one I'm talking about is
Okay.
he wasn't the top guy in the combine, but he did very well. He was consistent across everything. Um, but I think he would fit perfect as another uh, pass catching tight end. But I think he can also block too. Like
Jelani
he's strong.
Woods?
He's a strong. No, that
Yeah.
wasn't his name. That was his name from Maryland.
I no, I don't. I'm trying to see where he's
Wait a
from.
minute, let me look it up. Well, you go ahead and
No,
name
it
yours.
looks
I'm gonna look it up
looks
real
like
quick.
he's from Virginia. But Jelani Woods is the one that I hear everybody talking about. I don't watch college either, but I've certainly been in spaces listening to all the draft guys, and they've definitely spoken about Jelani Woods, 6'7", tight end.
That might be it. That might be the name. So
Well, go ahead and say yours, Regina, while I'm looking from the one I'm trying to think of.
Um, So as far as free agency, I gave mine. Right now, we need a veteran center. We don't have a center since Bozeman went to the Panthers, signed with the Panthers. So we need a center, and I don't want a rookie center per se. And I'm pretty sure we're probably going to draft a swing tackle though. So that's why I would take JC Treader as our veteran center. I think that'll be great for Lamar to go with the pieces we have so far. And I'll take Bobby Wagner. I'll take Bobby Wagner. So those will be my two favorite free agency picks from who's out there now. Wouldn't be mad at a wide receiver. Not likely we're going to pick up a vet wide receiver, but there are a few wide receivers out there. But I would go with those two in the draft until I see what we do in the free agency. I'm not even sure who I will want in the draft. But if we pick up those two, then I will be okay with going defense in the first round at our first pick, unless we would be able to trade up, which is not likely, to get Iquanu or Neil, for the offensive line. But it's not likely we're going to do that, and they're going to go pretty far unless some of these QBs can get up in here and go higher than what they're supposed to and push some players down. So it would be draft up to try to get Iquanu or Neil, or I'm okay with going defense at pick 14. I've heard the guys talk about Stingley. I've heard them talk about Sauce. I've heard people talk about what's that dude's name? Not Leonard, Devin Lloyd, and it's another guy. So I would be okay with that, and we'll probably draft a tackle, probably second or third round or something. So right now,
So
I want to finish out free agency. So what's his name, Bobby?
I think this
yeah,
is
it
the
was
right
it's Jelani
person.
Woods. It was Jelani Woods.
He's from Maryland.
He from Virginia. Yeah, Virginia had it right. It was Jelani Woods from
Oh
Virginia.
no, that's not the guy I'm talking about. Is from Maryland, out of Maryland,
You mean
and I think this
college?
is his name. Yeah, Maryland College, Maryland University. I think his name is Chigozium Okonkwo. That ring a
Oh,
bell?
I never heard of him. I never heard of him.
Me either.
But anyway, I was watching the combine, of course, and he was in there, guy, and I know he had an African type name, but I don't know, I'm not sure if that was the right one or not. But man, the dude was so consistent all the way through everything. He wasn't the fastest, but he was in the upper echelon. He wasn't. He caught all his passes. He caught it like the dude was. He was all right. I would love to get him as to play with Mark Andrews, and
Mm-hmm.
because we don't have any like the
As
rest
a
of our
second
tight ends.
receiving tight end.
Yeah, second receiver tight end would be great. I think that would take a lot of pressure off of everybody, especially Mark Andrews. So yeah,
Definitely,
that's definitely that. And
he
of
definitely
course,
sound
my
like a.
huh? Go ahead.
I was about to say he definitely sound like a Baltimore guy. Definitely.
Of course. And my free agent would definitely be Bobby Wagner. Like that would be a super
Bobby.
plus, a super plus. And
Bobby.
um, who was the other person? Oh wait, somebody already snatched up Stephon Gilmore, didn't
No, he's
I
still
think.
out there.
Yeah, he's still
they?
available. I know we was involved in trying to get Stephon, but Stephon, you kind of worry about his body breaking down at this point in his career. Like he's a very good player. Don't get me wrong, but is he gonna be available for 16 games the rest of his career? He'll be turning
I don't think
32
he's
this
that
season.
old.
Yeah, but the last two seasons he's been banged up.
Yeah, and
I
17. We need you for 17 games plus the playoffs plus the Super Bowl. So
He's
if you
only
can't make
31.
it,
Yeah, but he'll be turning 32 during the season. I think I would prefer James Bradbury to trade for him, honestly, because he's just now entering the prime of his career. That's somebody who I would want
well,
rather
I
than
would take
Gilmore.
Xavier Howard. We just know it's not going to happen. That's
Yeah,
who I would take.
yeah, he off limits. He ain't going nowhere. Yeah.
So, fellas, well, thank you so much for joining me on the live. Just talking a little bit of this wild and out free agency. Definitely we'll be having you guys either back live or for some podcast recording. This is the first season coming up that we are not playing the Chiefs in like 4 years, Chuck.
Right.
That
Man.
we
That's
are
nice.
not playing the Chiefs this season in four. We played you guys in 4 straight years.
Yeah, y'all got your last lick in. It was time for a change. It's time for a break now. So,
It is.
But
Most definitely.
so anyway, before we go, gentlemen, make sure that you let everybody know what you're doing, how people can find you, and all that good stuff. We'll start with Bobby.
Okay, I'm Bobby. You can find me on Twitter at NP Football Show. And you can find me on YouTube for my podcast at No Pro Football Show. Check me out, like all of that.
We actually just did another crossover episode that we're going to be dropping tonight on YouTube. It'll be on his page and he'll also be on mine. So that should be dropping tonight. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chuck.
all right, and you can find me at CPN for the win. You can find my podcast at Kingdom Cast. That's 2 Ks. Chiefs Podcast. We're on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, you name it. It's coming to Apple soon. We're working on that. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and share on that platform.
So I'm Miss Gina. You can find me on Twitter at She Talks Football with one L, only one L. That's not a typo. You can find me on YouTube at She Talks Football. And more importantly, I am a part of the Undroppables, which is why you have been watching me on the Undroppables platform. Please follow them on Twitter at the Undroppables and YouTube at the Undroppables, and check out the website. We have all kinds of fantasy information that you need so you can win in fantasy football. Even information for picks and bets and all that good stuff. Patreon. We have a Patreon now, so make sure you check that out so you can get all of the exclusive information for the Patreons. Participants. And so make sure you're following the Undroppables. Follow me on Twitter, follow my YouTube channel. And we, like I said, we'll be dropping a podcast tonight that we recorded a couple nights ago, and that features Bobby right here from the No Pro Football Show and myself getting into a little bit of a heated argument, you guys, about what the state of the Ravens and what they need. Had some back and forth there. We're both Ravens fans, but not all Ravens fans agree about everything. So definitely check
Disagree.
that out when it drops. So thank you so much to everyone out there who has been listening. Make sure you follow them, follow me. Everyone stay safe and well, and have a good night.
Have a good night, everyone.